quote of the day already. If somebody was to detail Joe's car, Isaac literally ran out of the gate and said Joe wouldn't like it because they'd be rubbing his sack all over this car.
all over the Joe's afraid. Joe is
Why
scared.
would you not let somebody detail your car?
I don't like it. I don't like other people around my stuff. I don't.
Detailing it?
Dude, do you know how much hand sanitizer and wipes that I do after you guys leave?
Do we drive you? We have to drive you in crazy.
Joe, does it drive you crazy? My mouth is real close to this mic, and then you get close to it.
I change those out on a regular
Do
basis.
you really?
Because you get all your spit. And...
BJ, what is it like working in here at Joe? Is he that much of a clean freak? He's never here. Are you a clean freak?
Yeah. Does he make you clean everything, BJ?
I'll just clean it just to clean it because
Okay. Okay. If I told you, okay, let me set the stage.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
If you went to look at houses with a realtor, and then your realtor said, "Hey, let's go out there." You said, "Hey, let's go out to B Dubs and get some wings." No, Quaker Steak and Lube.
It was B Dubs.
Let's go to B Dubs and get some wings. So you, your wife, and your realtor go to B Dubs and get wings.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if your realtor then got the all-you-can-eat wings?
I wouldn't care. I mean, whatever
and
he
that
likes.
Realtor,
okay. What
then,
if
and then that realtor put down 50 wings.
That's a lot of wings.
Isaac, tell him.
No, not even. So last night, it's a close buddy of mine who's like, "Hey, I'm moving to Cleveland. Got a job up in Cleveland," and they're like, after I show them houses, they're like, "Let's go to B Dubs." They're like, "Let's go to BW3s." You know, and so we get there, and I'm like, "Yeah, guys, I'll treat you guys, no problem." And it's wing night. So all you can eat wings, $20. And this guy's like,
you gotta get your money's worth.
So the waiter's like, how many wings do you think you can eat? I'm like, don't.
Wait, the waiter has that?
The waiter's like, how many wings do you think you can eat? I'll tell you if it's worth it. I'm like, don't do that, sir. Don't do that. Don't test me.
How much is a wing?
Don't doubt me. So he said, if you can eat 20 wings, I was like, oh, that's nothing. I can do it. The problem is they then bring them in waves of 6. So you order 10 wings, and then they bring them in waves of 6.
The initial shock is 10. The initial
but the problem is they take forever to bring in the next 6. So every time they bring you 6, I'm like, hey, bring me 12
Just
more.
keep 'em coming.
He's like, I can't bring you. And I was like, no, dude, like, I don't want to sit here. So we end up sitting there for 2.5 hours as I'm like, getting my money's worth. And my buddies, like, I'm joking with everybody, like, oh, they were forced to sit there for 2.5 hours and watch me eat wings. But my buddies drinking beers. He's like, I don't care. How long were you there for? We were there from like 9 to 10. No, from like 8 to 10. 8 to 10 watching the realtor eat. Yeah. So I put down.
Were you dressed up? Shirt and sleeveless shirt?
No, I was wearing a Budweiser shirt and like shorts.
So professional.
Eating 50 wings.
Now, if I inspected the bones, did you pick them clean or did you
I
waste a lot?
Yeah, no, I picked them clean.
Yeah.
And then the kid's like, it's really not that much. Like, I've seen somebody eat 76. And I'm like, dude, the problem is you're only bringing me 6 at a time. Like, I could eat more.
Did you just keep ordering?
Yeah, every time he'd bring one, I'd order another one, but it still would take forever.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah, they're trying to wait you out. You know, I'm like,
look,
dude,
Colin says
bring me.
that way you wait for food, maybe you're spending money on drinks and you're digesting.
Yeah. So he's trying to slow me down. I'm like, dude, bring me more. And then I'm like, I just want to go home.
What kind of food what kind of wings?
I was all over the board. Big mistake. I started with mango habanero, and I didn't know that was like top 4 on the heat scale.
That's hot.
So I went into it.
Did you shit your brains out this morning?
Yeah. Oh, it was so bad. Also, my face is very bloated from all the salt. Very bloated from all the salt. I drank a lot of water. Did you have any other drinks or just water? Just water. I didn't.
So water, wigs, $20.
But like, just imagine my client sitting across from me and his wife. And the wife is like getting me wet naps. Like, they're done with their food. Like 20 minutes in, they're done with their food. And the wife is just like getting wet naps. She's like, Isaac, you're a mess. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Could you see like another real, like no other real, I am safe to say, this is a safe assumption. No other realtor in the world would ever do that. Is that fair?
It's fair.
Yeah, and my buddy's just like, dude, should I get another beer? Like, are we gonna be here for 2 hours? And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I gotta get 50. And they're like, I'm like, are you guys sure? They're like, my buddy's like, I don't care. I'll just drink another beer, dude. Just tell me how you're feeling. And his wife's like getting me wet naps. and I'm taking pictures. So I have to have her like take pictures because my hands are covered.
I don't understand how we're successful in any business. Like, how would anybody
and to gross Joe out even worse? To gross you out even worse, the sinks in the bathroom weren't working.
Oh,
So
Joe just had you can't see his face.
So I get there, I go to wash my hands because I'm a little bit of a germ guy myself. So like they were the sensors, but like I'm sitting there trying to get the sensors to go, so I can't wash my hands before I eat wings.
So that
how
means,
gross is that?
Wait, so that
I'd be
means
out. Like, there's no way I'm eating finger food if my hands are
nobody
dirty.
in the restaurant was washing their hands when they go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I was like,
that means nobody.
I sat down and I was
Ooh.
like, Chris, my buddy.
Ooh.
I'm like, did you wash your hands before you? And he's like, no. I was like, the sinks aren't working, right? And he's like, yeah, none of the sinks are working.
Oh, that's nasty.
So all the guys are just not washing their hands.
That's got to be some kind of freaking
So, but yeah, I could not.
Was there hand sanitizer or anything?
No, it's just
dude.
wet nap.
So think about that. You're in a wing place. Every dude, is grabbing their thing,
pissing, then touching the door,
not washing their hands,
how gross,
and then going and eating wings.
Yeah,
with their hands.
Yeah, I just. Oh my god! Think about that.
Nasty.
I touched the door,
and then you went and ate
touching
wings.
like probably 100 to 500 other guys' willies, and then I stuck my wing sauce in my mouth.
You literally had 50 guys' other wieners in your mouth.
Not directly.
If not the first
Not
time.
directly. It was bouncing, it was like second hand, third hand. Yeah.
Never mind. This is going
but there was just so much.
Joe's ready to leave.
Joe, there was so much salt. I can't explain to you. Like,
Kellen, God, I hope someone just tuned in right now.
Right. But other than that, great night. I woke up this morning.
Got a deal? Did you get a deal out of it?
Yeah. Oh, they're like, Isaac, you proved yourself tonight. We're writing an offer. Full boat offer. Isaac, you know what? You do the financing too.
So I was financing it. Could you imagine, like, let's just say you're at like a real bank or a real, not a real.
And you're my boss. Would any other boss be upset?
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Right.
I'm proud of you.
Listen, because it's Joe. It's about hard work, and by eating 50 wings in front of my clients, I earn their respect.
I'm proud of you.
They had to sit there for 2.5 hours and watch it, but I earned their respect.
Nicole Gordon just said from wings to Willie's.
We're opening the restaurant.
I think any other bank, like if you were like at a bank or you were at like
could you imagine like a big bank?
I want to hear success. Like you're at a team meeting on Friday. I want to hear success stories. I went out with customers. I didn't wash my hands. I touched 50 wieners and I ate 50 wings.
I ate 50 wings in front of them. I made them sit there for 2.5 hours and watch me put down 50 wings.
And I didn't wash my hands in the bathroom.
And you know what? They're writing the full boat off.
Exactly. Like it's amazing. I can't believe we're successful. All right. On to the show. Today we're going to talk about Shedgate. Have you heard about that at all?
Yeah, I did.
You hate it. Does it drive you crazy?
In Lowellville?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Shedgate. We're going to talk about the mall update. Did you see that? The mall? You know the mall? The guys that own the mall. Oh, it was so funny. WFMJ got screwed over by the guy. It was so funny. Awesome. We're going to talk about...
I'm excited to hear why. How did WFMJ get screwed over?
Oh, let's find out. Okay. Trump had a big victory with the court. Did you see that last night? Joe saw that. This Ohio weed thing is driving me crazy.
Why?
And it makes me want to vote.
Ohio weed thing? How about Ohio fireworks thing?
Yeah, with Gerard.
How about that? We can talk about that too.
Ohio weed, the fight, like where the money goes. We've talked about it a couple times.
Yeah.
It makes me want to vote all Democrat next election cycle.
And that's what the Republicans are afraid of. They're
I have
screwing up so bad.
Catrona.
It bounces back and forth for a reason.
Yeah. I text Catrona, and he said he's going to get back to me on it because if he votes for that, I'm going to go after him.
Right,
and
let's talk about it. Where we start? What else?
Wait, I got to mark off wings and wieners. Make that off my list. Okay.
Robert Santos said we made a good movement on the host community fund.
That's what I think. That's what he's talking about. It got shut down yesterday. We're going to talk about that. Yep. Left wing guy. We're going to talk about that. And then somebody wanted me to ask.
Left wing guy? What do you mean left wing?
We'll talk about that in a second. Don't worry about it. And then at the end, I had somebody ask yesterday in the comments for about the moon landing, and we'll save that for the end.
Oh, let's do it. Yes.
And West Branch.
Yes, Joe's pumped.
Exactly. I wanted to say that for the
Joe's
end.
so psyched right now.
The moon landing fake or not, that is going to be at the. I wanted to save that for the end. I knew Joe was going to love
Joe's
that
so
one.
hyped.
That's going to give Joe something
Can't
to
see
look
him, but
forward
he
to
is
at
so
end.
excited over there.
The moon landing faking or
kid.
not. Somebody actually asked my opinion of it, and I said, dude, that's not me. It's going to be for Joe and Isaac. I was like, that's a Christmas for these two guys. So, all right. Shedgate. You want to start on that one?
Yeah, let's do it. What happened?
Okay. Shedgate.
Set the pins, Luke. Set the pins.
I had a video yesterday. Dude, that video. So the video of me talking got like 10,000 views. The video of the mayor swearing at people, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Got like 20,000 views.
Okay.
So Shedgate there is a house in Lowellville that is abandoned pretty much. However, the kid is saying on this post that he's working on it. But if you look at the pictures, I got the Freedom of Information request from the town. It looks abandoned. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
And basically what happened was the mayor, reached out to the mayor. They said they sent out notices to this homeowner in Texas, and they went onto the property, took down a fence, took stuff out of the shed, and took a lawnmower off of the front porch. And that was AKA cleaning out the property.
Okay, so is that the police or is that
the street department?
Street department.
By order of the mayor.
Okay.
And I did get a message from one of the families of the street department. If you're at Lowellville, people on the internet, leave the street department out of it, please. They're like getting harassed right now.
Yeah, because they're just employees.
Just doing their jobs.
Yeah, their boss tells them what to do. They go do it.
Okay, so let's just go after the mayor.
The individual people. It's not the individual people's fault. It's the government entity itself.
You have
the
families.
System.
Now, I don't know if I did make some hints that they might have kept stuff. I don't know that for sure. I know if I went in there and took a smoker,
I'd love a smoker. I'd love a smoker.
But according to, anyway, so they went in there. The house, from what I can tell, was not condemned. Okay.
Not officially.
Not officially condemned.
Okay.
Which is important.
Okay.
The only thing I can see in state law that allows a government to go onto property is for safety issues.
Okay.
AKA you have a gas tank. AKA you have a smoker might be an idea if it's like hooked up to propane, right? However, that was in a locked shed. That wasn't on the front porch. How the hell do they know it was in there? Do you understand this?
Right. How do they know there's valuables in there if they've never been on the property?
They also went into locked areas, which is an issue.
So the question becomes, how do they know this dude?
It's a small town.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 people. The mayor is related to the owner.
So he knows he's got some good, juicy shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
The mayor knows the dad. The mayor was texting the dad about something totally different a week before, confirmed by the dad.
Okay.
The mayor, there are two addresses on the county of where the owner lives, Texas and Poland.
Okay.
They sent all of the notices to Texas per the state or per the village.
He was in
Poland.
Poland.
Lives in Poland. They know he's in Poland.
So they were sending it to his other residents.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is so messed up.
So my question would be, when it's condemned, does that officially mean it belongs to the government?
No.
Does that
You
mean
have to go through court?
Even if it's condemned, does that mean that they can go onto property and take stuff?
As long as it's a health and safety issue, you have to go.
So they would just have to claim that the Traeger grill is a.
But you have to go through court. You have to get a court summons. You have to get permission from the courts. From what I can tell,
it wasn't even at that point yet. They were just going on the property and taking stuff.
Correct. The mayor said, "Go clean up the house," and they went and cleaned up the house. Doesn't that
you
smell
can't
like
steal stuff? That's stealing.
Now here's what the mayor. And again, I've reached out to the mayor. He's saying, "I have no comment. We did everything legal."
Of course,
which is going to be their
your
defense.
Your lawyer totally told you to say that. Good one. Good job, dude.
And I get they want to clean up these abandoned houses, but you have to do it the right way.
Right.
And I think here's what I think is going on. This mayor's been in power for 20 years. He feels he can do what he wants. It's a small town. No one's
big fish, little pond.
No one's ever questioned him.
Yeah.
And now he's under thing. I also got a video. Did you see the video of him swearing?
Yeah, telling somebody
Did you see that?
I saw the screenshot. I didn't listen to the video.
He called a guy. So he called and that guy. He said, "You don't know what you're effing talking about."
That's what it was. Yes, you don't know what you're effing talking about.
The guy was giving the mayor heat in a public meeting. It's on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
The guy was like a police officer or something. He worked for the street department for 30 years.
That's a good look, Mr. Mayor.
He said, you don't know what you're effing talking about in public and got filmed. That is not good.
See, you could have done that 20 years ago because, nobody's filming it. But now you got all eyes of everybody in Lowellville because it's a small town. You have a video of it. Game over, Mr. Mayor.
So now you have the optics of swearing at your constituents, optics of going onto somebody's property.
Right.
You could say it's legal all you want. I truly don't believe it's legal. They're going to say it's legal because they don't want to get in trouble.
Right. Because if you admit you made a mistake, this is what we're finding out with these government organizations.
100%.
Like Canfield with the signs, whatever. If they admit that they made a mistake, they open themselves up to litigation. In legal, people can sue.
Yeah.
So they'll never admit they made a mistake. And what does that mean? Like, if you ever met somebody who never admits they make mistakes, never, like, always thinks they're right, that's just the worst person on earth
but
that you don't want to deal with and you avoid at all costs. That's the government.
Right. And the lawyers, I'm starting to get this feeling. These lawyers that run these, that are in charge of these towns, they do it like part-time.
Right.
They don't make a lot of money doing it. I don't think they give a shit because I don't think they think anybody's going to do anything to these towns.
Right.
They don't think there's any sort of, the same with the schools. Does that make sense? Like, no one's going to do anything.
Because here's the thing. If that mayor, like good PR, they don't understand good PR.
Right. No.
Public relations.
They don't have to.
They don't understand.
Some 6-year-old guy.
Right. So if they were to get up there and be like, listen, we did this thing. We made a mistake. We're going to fix it. We're going to get with the owner. We're going to, give him his shit back. We shouldn't have done this. I made the call. I made the wrong call. No. Moving forward, I won't make this call again. And, people, I appreciate you for always being here for me and voting me in for all these years. And this isn't what you deserve. And I'm going to be better in the future. If he did that, it'd be like, okay, cool.
That's what Canfield did.
Yeah.
Now, if they do anything, who knows? But Canfield did it. Canfield admin send that letter out.
Yeah.
The Christine Oliver said, hey, we're sorry, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Also,
that's damage control.
No way Lowellville mayor does that.
No
way.
Way too Italian.
Joe, what do you think? What would you do if somebody came onto your property and took shit?
Oh yeah, I would definitely shoot them.
What if it's a
definitely shoot them?
What about an investment property?
Just straight face. Yeah, I'd shoot them.
Investment property that needs a lot of work.
You stole shit like that. I can see if they trimmed the hedges or cut the grass down and took the propane tanks so that vandals couldn't come in and make even a worse thing.
Yeah.
But somebody just wanted some stuff.
That's the thing. If it was a bad property, why don't you have the Youngstown? Okay, here's what you could do. Instead of having your guys go in there and steal shit, have them go in, clean the property up, and then charge the guy.
Yeah, just send him a bill.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
Or put a lien on the property for when he sells it to collect.
Because it's not about that. It's about getting his stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Or keep finding the guy. There is in the ordinances, there's a letter that they sent. It's like $100 fine a day until it's fixed up.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do that? And then when he sells the property.
Yeah. And
then you go.
So Nicholas says people in those small towns don't have the money to fight the government. Nicholas, here's the beauty of social media now, right? Is it flips because all you need is a smartphone to record the mayor saying something stupid. You put it on social media. How do the people fight the government? This mayor goes for re-election and he knows he's hosed because he was talking like that to his constituents. Everybody has seen it. Everybody knows. Vote him out and scare him. You scare him.
If you have videos of your elected officials acting like that, send it to us. I will torch these people. I said that in the video yesterday. Send it to us. These guys need called out. Oh my God, yes. Yes, I do. So that's Shedgate. I did get the Freedom of Information request back. It wasn't complete. I asked it for some updates. I'll probably do an update next week on it when I get all the information I requested. They sent me like 3 or 4 things from the village. There was like one notice. They had to send more than one notice, right? To the guy. It was, right?
Yeah.
It was one notice that said, hey, clean your property or we're going to find you. That's all it was. If that's all they said and then they went and stole shit, they're screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so screwed. So, all right.
And everybody watching, we have 78 people here live with us right now. If you could go down below, give us a like, give us a follow. If you see the little @ in the bottom right-hand corner, you can follow Youngstown Studio. You can follow the MLO Bros. Call in. 330-595-1600. Call in. Youngstown Talk Channel.
I didn't even turn the phones on.
Nope,
Let's hear your opinion.
Corey Deal, I am golfing with he said, are you golfing the Western Reserve Golf? I'm golfing in Kent tomorrow with Robbie and whatever Robbie's new name is. Robbie and Arsufi tomorrow. Jake Arsufi tomorrow.
Nice.
And Brad, my brother-in-law Brad, out in Kent. So
all right, you guys are going to hear the phones for a second. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. Go ahead. So that's Shedgate. Any other comments on Lowellville?
What's our next topic?
We can go. Okay, we're not doing the moon landing until the end. That's the end for Joe. We're not doing that one. You want to do the mall?
Yeah, let's talk about the mall. What's going on? I don't know what's going on with the mall.
Corey Dale says whatever his new name is.
Just whatever you do, don't say his old one.
Long story about that. We're
Don't
not
say his
gonna
old
get into that one. Mall. So you know the guys that bought the mall in Boardman?
Yes.
That Cohen group or whatever it is. They're out of New York. They haven't paid their taxes. Did you hear that?
Yes, I
They
remember
haven't
hearing
paid
about
their
that.
taxes.
Yes.
It's like
yep.
It's like $500,000 they owe the county.
Yeah.
So WFMJ, I guess, has been stalking this guy. Like call him every day. I have his phone number too. If you want me to share it, we can all call him over.
Can we call him live on air?
We'll call him.
Wait, does he owe taxes still?
They didn't pay the taxes.
Can we wait? Oh, wait. So then he didn't pay his taxes, and then he told WFMJ he paid his taxes.
No. He told WFMJ he's gonna pay him.
Okay.
And then he sets up an interview for yesterday. He's like, here's what we're gonna do. I guess WFMJ, he picks up his phone one time. So they kept calling him, kept calling him. He picks up his phone.
Okay.
He's like, oh shit. This is my guess. I'm just
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of the mall. We have all kinds of big things planned. Sorry, I picked up the phone. I will do an interview next Thursday at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And WFMJ just, yes, I got that big story.
And that was yesterday.
Okay. He no-shows him.
Yikes. Was it live on air? Like live on the news?
Think so.
Yikes.
He no-shows him. So then I guess they're like WFMJ, like in the story, they're like ex-girlfriend, like, why aren't you calling me? Like texting him. They kept calling him and then texting him. And then like in the story, WFMJ is like, we kept calling and the phone kept ringing. And the next you know, it's just going right to voicemail. So he goes to WFMJ.
So he's still not up to date on his taxes.
You want to call him?
Can we get sued for that? If we call this dude and say, hey, why aren't you paying your taxes?
You just have to tell them that you're live on the air.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it.
Isn't Ohio a one-way recording state though? You don't have to tell. Like a one-way.
Maybe it's a courtesy.
I just
do a courtesy. Tell them, tell them live on the air.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We can leave him. I'll leave him a professional voicemail too.
All right. Hold on. Okay. Let me get his phone number here. Would you like to call his office or his cell phone?
Let's call his cell phone. Let's call his cell phone.
All right. Hold on.
Can we put the cell phone up there for people, or is that illegal?
I don't know, man. That's close to doxing.
We're not doxing.
Let's not dox him yet.
Like if I go in front of a court, I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to get you, the government, paid. Like I'm not. How am I the bad guy here? I'm trying to get you paid.
Let's not dox him yet.
Well, I'm not going to dox him. We're just gonna call him and ask, hey, this is Isaac. This is Isaac and Luke.
All right, hold on.
Isaac and Luke. Joe's definitely not here. No, this is Isaac and Luke from the MLO Bros. We're calling live on air. Just wondering why you haven't paid your taxes on the mall.
Do you want me to verify that they haven't been paid yet?
Yeah, would you do? Dude, they haven't. Okay.
Yeah, and write down the number so that I have it.
Okay, wait. So I can't tell you the number, right? So that people don't see it. So let me write it down.
Don't.
Okay, don't write the number down.
But you don't. Why you have to write it down? Just.
Are you want to call from my phone? I was gonna have you call from your phone.
Okay. No, we can't call. Can we call live on air so that people can hear it? Or no?
Yeah, I can that's
all right.
Yeah, just call him.
Okay, here, Joe. You want me to write this down?
All right, let me make sure first that you guys have proper information.
Ooh, $481,267.34
They have paid the first half.
They have paid?
Yeah, it says Cohen Retail Investment have paid their first half property taxes for 2025, specifically paid $480,000.
Oh,
well, he's good.
The second half payment
maybe call him and just be like, listen, call him and just be like, hey, this is
Isaac. Hey, you were a little late on your taxes.
Just wanted to follow up, make sure you're good to go.
Just wanted to remind you the taxes are due in August.
510.
Let's try not to be late this time, big guy. The people of Youngstown, I don't know where you're from. The people of Youngstown want you to be on time for your payment.
The guy when you call. So just call him. Just call him and just be like, hey, this is Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac.
He's not going to pick up.
No, just
what's his name? Do we know his name?
Courtesy call.
What do we
His name is Mike Cohen from the Cohen Realtor Group. I mean, we're doing a service.
Yeah.
We're doing a service. Hey, Gino,
what's the mall? What's the Southern Park Mall?
Southern Park Mall. We're doing a Gino, county commissioners. You guys should be thanking us right now. Where's my thank you text? Gino?
Yeah, we're doing
a service,
a courtesy, a reminder. This is just your friendly reminder. Taxes are due in August. $510,284.73. Just make sure you're on time, this bud.
Yeah, we wanted to verify that you're on time.
Yeah.
Not even verify. Just remind, like a courtesy reminder.
He's a little late last time.
Courtesy reminder. I think this is good.
Okay.
And can you do it in a Canadian accent?
No, I'm not doing it in a Canadian accent. He's not going to believe I'm
the $510,000 payment is due in August. So he's got some time.
Yeah, this is good. I think this is a good thing for us to do. All right, you need that phone number?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cell phone? probably like hanging out with his kids.
Right.
Where's it?
Okay, that one.
Okay.
What if he picks up?
What if he starts calling us all the time?
And then put my phone number or can you put my phone number as a return number? That's fine.
Well, I'll just tell him.
Tell him to call us.
He can find us.
The MLO bros.
Youngstown. Yeah, no, I'll start. I'll say.
Hi, you've reached Elizabeth. I'm sorry I'm not able to take your call right now, so if you'll leave me a message, I'll return your call. Thank you.
Hang up.
Hi, Elizabeth. Have a great day.
That wasn't the right. That was obvious. Okay, let's try it.
I don't think that's it. Poor Elizabeth. Poor Elizabeth.
Obviously,
maybe we call the office.
Maybe my source was wrong. Okay, let's try a different phone number.
She's gonna be like, I don't know who that guy is. He was so sweet. I'm gonna call him back.
Maybe my source was wrong. Okay, here we go. That one right there. Maybe that was the wrong. He was so nice.
He was such a nice person. He didn't even say anything. He just said hi and then bye.
Okay. Please listen to the following options.
Here we go.
I think I've recently changed. For dial by name directory, press 9 now.
9. Let's see. Can you do that?
I can't. No, I can't hit buttons.
But maybe it'll just go to voicemail.
9, you said?
Oh. Recall. We got to call again. To speak with.
Welcome to the directory.
To speak with Mike.
All right, let me do that again.
A second here. Let's try that again. So yeah, it said you can just call him right there. Just
All right, can I get that number?
Yeah.
We have any? I wish I could see comments right now, but I can't. Sorry, guys.
You can see comments. You just gotta.
I can pull it up on my phone.
Hold on.
If people are commenting.
Comments.
Hold on. I'm going to.
Sorry. Okay, there you go.
Grace, abort mission. I repeat, abort mission. Patricia says, "Say we don't want you to incur penalties."
Here we go.
Oh, slap 4, Joe.
Hi, this is Mike Cohen. I'm not available to answer your call right now, but please leave a brief message and get back to you as soon as possible.
Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hi, Mike. This is Isaac and Luke from Youngstown's Talk Channel and the MLO Bros. We're just calling to tell you that we are happy you finally paid your taxes for the Southern Park Mall on June 13th. And just wanted to do a friendly reminder that $510,284.73 are due in August. You were a little late on your last payment. We just want to make sure August, you get this tax payment due on time. The people of Youngstown would really appreciate that. But thanks so much. Feel free to call us back at your earliest convenience. We hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. And just don't forget, people love them all, and we really want you to pay your taxes in August. Thanks. Bye-bye.
We should We should seriously call him like every podcast and just remind him. Let's just make this a new thing on the show. Let's call him every
start
day.
the show off by calling him and telling him to pay his
Let's
taxes.
just do it until August. Joe, are we allowed to do that till August?
I don't care. That seems fine to me.
Let's just call him every. Hey, Mike. Just see how it's going today.
Listen,
I'll call him on
Our
Tuesday.
objective. We'll do it every week.
Yeah.
We'll do it every show until the mall becomes our sponsor.
Let's just call him every day. All right.
Hey, bud. People of Youngstown calling here from Youngstown Talk Channel. We're just calling you to remind you it is Tuesday, June 24th. We're calling you to remind you. Don't forget to pay your taxes.
I'm totally gonna call him. Tuesday. I'll call.
Mike,
Tuesday,
the people of Youngstown will find you.
Tuesday I'll call. Then Friday Joe will call. Then the following Tuesday BJ could call.
We just all take turns.
We'll just take turns. Callan can call.
Yeah.
Would you call and leave a message?
I would. It's not due yet though, so
No, it's a friendly reminder.
Reminders.
Could you imagine?
He was late. We're
Could
gonna
you
save him
imagine
money.
now if this guy doesn't pay his taxes and we've called him twice a week, every week?
so you think he
forever?
didn't pay it because he didn't realize it? Is
Yeah,
that-
Yeah.
he's
Listen,
busy.
Listen, it's not.
He's busy.
And then if he doesn't pay, he literally has no excuse. We've called him twice a week forever.
I think. Hold on. Cohen Group.
Listen,
Malls.
Youngstown. Nobody else is going to do this for you, but we will.
We're doing it service.
I will bear this weight for you.
How many?
The MLO Bros Collection Agency.
It's not a collection agency.
Does somebody,
Sorry,
does
courtesy
somebody,
collection
Does
service.
does somebody owe you money? Let us call them and embarrass them on the internet.
It's not a collection. August 3rd, August 2nd.
Due date
it's
for
gonna be a
second
collection
half is
agency.
August 1st.
Because if he doesn't pay by August when it's due in August, then we're gonna become a collection
Hey,
agency.
bud. A little late on your payment.
I don't know if you got our other 30 phone calls. We've been
Our
reminding
other
you.
30 reminders. It's August 1st, bud. Taxes are due.
That's what, dude. He owns 27 malls, Joe. Do you know how hard it would be? I can't even remember to pay my freaking water bill once a month. He's got 27 bills.
Listen, we'll be tax collect. You just have to sponsor the show. That's all we ask. Just sponsor the show and we'll leave you alone, Mike.
We're gonna force him to sponsor.
He's
the
gonna
show.
end up sponsoring the show and not paying his taxes. Just leave me the hell alone.
That should be it. We want
And then,
$300.
listen, boys. I will sponsor your show. You don't call me anymore,
Ugh.
and you never bring up or cover the story that I'm not paying my taxes.
Right. Look, Patricia Angela says maybe if we had called with your friendly reminder before, he wouldn't have been late.
Right.
Joe.
Right, Joe. Stop trying to make us be the bad guys. Everybody always wants us to be the bad guys. I'm just trying to do the right thing here.
We're trying to help.
Gosh.
One time, we're trying to do good things for this community, and nobody
Right.
appreciates us.
Nobody ever appreciates us. Just two idiots just talking,
We're calling Mike.
eating 50 wings at a B-dubs, thinking that they're cool, not doing anything for anybody.
I am absolutely so excited for Tuesday to come now and we
Call him
again. I'm like so
We'll just
excited.
end the show. We'll shut down the show with us calling him.
Calling Mike going over and over.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's advocacy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
advocacy.
All these people trying to be advocates for whatever and trying to be what's it called? Like start some kind of revolution
Yeah,
or
we're
something.
Just trying to get the bills
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah. This is real.
I wonder.
This is actually making a difference.
You know what? Hold on.
What?
Gino DeFabio. I'm going to text Gino right now.
Sammy Six Fingers.
Gino, have you ever called Mike Cohen?
And told him to pay his taxes.
Cohen
I don't think there's anything illegal with
And
reminding
asked
somebody to pay their
him
taxes.
to pay his taxes. All right, look, I'm literally texting Gino DeFabio from the county commissioner right now, and I'm going to say, have you ever called Mike Cohen and asked him to pay his taxes?
Right. Right.
Maybe
Why
that's
don't
Mike.
why are our commissioners so lazy? Why are they so lazy? Why do I have to do their job?
Why are you so
Why do I always have to do their job? Gosh.
Now public officials are going to be like, oh, why didn't we think of
Why
that?
didn't we think of that?
Man, my
they're like,
my
I hate those guys.
They're so
They have all the best ideas, but I'll never tell them that.
They're so smart. Oh my god, I'm just dead. This is the dumbest thing we've ever done. Oh god. Okay, let's see if Gino texts me back. I just said, have you ever called Mike Cohen?
What's our next topic? What's our next topic?
Gino's gonna be like, what is he talking about?
Just wait until this takes off. Just wait until this takes off, and all towns are doing it. using local podcasters and local radio hosts to collect taxes. The county commissioner should be paying us a service fee.
I'm crying right now. Look, Ron Kerman's up. Dude, I'm crying too.
They should be sponsoring the show. Mahoning County, sponsor our show. We need sponsors. I'll keep up the good work.
Oh my god, it's just the best thing I've ever seen. I can't wait till Tuesday. All right. So anyways, thanks for paying your taxes. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write on here on our next thing, Tuesday, call Mike. Got it as a reminder. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I know Joe hates this topic, but real fast. Isaac, next week, West Branch school board meeting. Okay. It is coming. They have, I found out they have 10 citizens talking at the thing. For those of you who don't know, West Branch, that was the whole coach thing. We're not going to rehash all of that, but the school board meeting is next week. And we're going to watch that.
What are the chances of them admitting they did anything wrong?
Oh, zero. I'm curious.
So the real question is, when's the next election? Like, that's when it's the real pain.
Danyi lady's not out forever. And I also heard that she's still trying to get that freaking coach out. You know that? Like I told you that.
I did, because it's not about him being a bad coach or doing anything. It's just it's a personal. Only proving
she sounds like
one of the most
arrogant people I think we've ever seen elected. It's unbelievable.
Right. All right. What else we got? What's next?
West Branch. So that's on Tuesday. We'll have more on that next week. The Ohio weed thing. So there was remember, was it last year it got passed where the local towns could sell weed, open up stores, and then they keep the tax stuff, like a percent.
Okay.
The freaking Republicans in the state are trying to pass a law, a whole bunch of different laws saying, you can't grow weed control on here. You can only grow so many plants. You can only do this. But the big one was they were trying to pull the funds from the local municipalities and make it into the state general fund.
So they're trying to take the weed money from to add it to the state fund instead of giving it back locally, which is what you want. You want your stores.
No. Other way. Right now, the local gets it.
No, that's what I mean.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes, because these guys
the money goes directly back to the local
these guys took the risk.
Yeah.
There you had stupid towns like Poland, and you had stupid towns like Boardman, and you had stupid towns like Canfield. It's like no weed sales.
Right.
So then you have Austintown, you have Struthers that take the risk and say, okay, we're going to be cutting edge here.
Yeah.
We're going to let them have a store.
Yeah. So they should reap the reward of the risk.
So then you have the stupid Republicans in the state trying to pass these rules that override a law that was not a law. What was it? An O's RC, whatever it was. It wasn't a state thing. We learned that, remember? Trying to alter the thing and make it so the money will go to the state general fund versus going to the towns.
And Robert Santos, Austintown trustee, says their reasoning is, and he quotes, we, the state, have projects they need to fund.
Can you call in, Rob? Rob, call in.
So dumb. Yeah.
Call in right now, Santos. I know Santos has he's been down in like Columbus.
Yeah, and it's
call in, Santos.
It's so frustrating because it's coming top down, right? So weed isn't that big of a deal anymore. So the states okay it. The people pass to make it okay, pass a law to make it okay, and then each individual municipality.
Right on the thing. Look at. Are you watching?
330-595-1600. Dude, look below me.
Let's go, Marine. Wake up.
Look below, like right here. Right here.
This guy's a freaking
right here. right here. Right? It's literally right there, Robert.
He's calling. He got the message.
Use that little noodle of yours. Look right there.
Message received.
Maybe I think Santos has been partaking.
God,
of
the
weed.
government officials suck. They suck so bad. I'm not a smart man, but I would have looked right there.
He's on the line.
Hi, Robert. How are you, sir?
I'm good. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You notice his tone changed?
Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Just being little old
Hello,
me.
Trusty Santos. How's your day?
Stop calling me Trusty. Just say Santos.
Mr. Santos.
What's up, dude? What's up?
What's up?
Just so everybody knows, we're good friends with Santos. We know Santos. That's why I'm busting his balls. But
All right.
go ahead. What do you got, dude?
Dude, why are they trying to do this shit, Santos?
They're greedy, to be honest. I mean, that's
True.
how it was. The voters voted. It was in the ballot language that the hosting community was going to receive a certain amount. So the people went out there and voted, and now they want to take it back. So when I went to Columbus, you guys are going to get a kick out of that. Some of their responses was the people didn't know they were voting for it in its entirety. So they were just voting to legalize marijuana. They weren't voting so the host community can receive the funds.
That's
This is
the
recorded.
that's
So I forget
that's
which,
the-
committee this was. I'll get that for you.
give me the clip. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Can you tell me who said that? That is the dumbest thing. Like, so what they're basically saying is the communities voted just to legalize weed, and they didn't know they were voting for the state or the local municipalities to get the money, as in we would want our money to go to the state, right?
Correct. Now let me just
That's
say
the
this.
dumbest thing
That's
ever.
not all the legislators. There are several legislators that are fighting with us to maintain it. Specifically, the House, like State Representative McNally,
Yeah.
State Representative Fisher. They're 100% on our side to make sure these funds stay within the House. Now, sure, there's other legislators, these are the two that I've been working primarily with.
Okay. And we haven't had Fisher on. We've had McNally on. She basically said that. What's Catrona doing?
He's at the Senate. He's not on that committee.
Okay.
I have talked to him. He had some difference of opinions at the beginning.
Okay.
I believe he is 100% supportive of making sure the host community receives their funds.
Can you turn that up some more,
understand
BJ? I
there's,
can't hear it.
verbiage that does need to get clarified because the verbiage on the marijuana law doesn't specify how it's going to transition from that part of money to the host community. That's just a simple fix. It's clerical. It's nothing that needs a legislative rewrite. It's more or less just say, hey, the money's going to go into this savings account, and from there it's going to go to the host community. That's something that's very minor and can be easily done in a matter of seconds.
They
But there is some clerk.
they 100%. If they freaking try and do that, I'm telling you, I am going to be so freaking hot, man. Too loud now?
I made it very clear. Anyone who votes to keep the host community funds away from the community,
Yeah.
I will never vote for them again. I will never support them again.
Yeah. There's no way. You guys have
I don't
done.
care if you're a Republican. You guys know I'm a Republican.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
care. Listen, the Austin Town specifically and other communities, we do not allow dispensary to come into our community just because we want it. We allowed it because of the extra funds that we would be able to receive that could help our
That's really
community. And now they're going to take it away from us.
You could turn it down if you.
okay. Right. Yeah. There's no way. It's the most greedy, gross thing I've ever heard of. Right. Like, to have that pass, to say the people are stupid is basically what they're saying, right?
It's just become an
Oh, wait.
argument over.
Hold on. Now they're saying can't hear a word he's saying.
It's okay. Well, we'll talk about it, Santos. We appreciate you for calling in, buddy. Thanks so
They
much.
can't. Yeah, we're having speaker problems.
Yeah,
Santos.
but we'll talk to you next time.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So
See you, buddy.
basically, what he
I'll
said
come
for
in next time.
yeah, come in absolutely. So what basically what he said was the Republicans in the Senate, no, the House, are trying to pass a bill that will take the money and put it from the local to the state. Thanks, guys. and he's against it. Santos is a hardcore Republican. He said he will not vote for another Republican.
I don't think Santos is a hardcore Republican, but he's a
pretty
Republican. Yeah.
I mean, he's Republican.
He's a military guy, but yeah.
And yeah, there's no way. That's a bunch of
what it's becoming, honestly, is like, okay, it seems like it's a lawyer, right? It's a lawyer's interpretation. They voted for one thing, but because of the fine print, we can interpret it as such.
The Senate is the problem. Okay.
As we can interpret it as we'll use the money how we see fit. Because
you're
that
not
wasn't
smart enough.
Not even that. The people didn't vote on that specifically where the money goes. They just want weed.
It was in the rules.
Yeah. So
they're saying the people didn't know what they were voting for. They didn't understand
What is that? Yeah.
They didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And the people probably wanted the money.
And the thing is, I'm sure they're thinking the people don't care where the money goes. It's not about where the money goes. They just want their weed. Yeah.
No, they're not thinking that at all.
Yeah.
They're thinking the people aren't gonna care.
Right. Exactly. That's what I mean.
Or aren't gonna notice.
Yeah.
It's a bait and switch, like Joe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's like you said, the biggest thing is Austintown took the risk.
Struthers
took the risk. If they take the risk, they deserve the reward.
Yes.
And now all these towns that didn't take the risk are like, well, it doesn't even matter that we didn't do it because we didn't even get the money from it.
Right.
So you're letting them be right.
Boardman, Poland, Canfield, they all passed things saying no weed.
Yeah.
Struthers.
Yeah. Which is damaging to those towns because they get all of the negative benefits and none of the positive benefits for taking said risk.
Have you seen this thing in Struthers? It's packed.
Yeah.
What's it, Greenleaf or whatever it's called? It's packed down there. It drives people downtown. They're redoing all of it. You hear, so you're gonna have people go downtown. They probably go, shit, they're getting high and then going to the restaurant.
Yeah, go attract them with the weed, keep them for the food, for the munchies.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. So
and you guys think that, like, the Republicans think that them having this power is just let them take away our property taxes and see how they absolutely destroy that situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And DeWine is a freaking weasel. He's been a weasel since COVID. He's a weasel now. And I can't stand that guy. And I can't read the thing in the comments, but he's saying, we follow through. Governor DeWine proposes how recreational marijuana sales tax shouldn't be up to local discretion. Get the so annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying. I can't see that thing, but man,
I hate that, right? Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
At any level, right?
Crazy.
Federal to state level, put the more power. If you're going to give power to the local level,
right,
let them have the power and let them have the benefits of it. If you're going to let them make those decisions, let them have the money.
Why do we let the government make decisions for us like that on anything?
Right.
Like, why?
Right. Well, no, that's what I said, and you were reading the comments, but this is the same thing with, okay, this is tax money. How are they going to absolutely destroy the property tax situation if we let them try and take away the property taxes and put in other taxes? Right. They're going to give us that money back, and they're going to create a billion other different taxes that they're just going to hit us harder with. So I don't think getting rid of property taxes is the right idea without a plan, without a very detailed plan telling me exactly how much I'm going to be taxed so that they can interpret it in some way. Like, I didn't know what I was signing up for and calling me an idiot for voting away. I wanted
freaking nuts. Joe, what are your thoughts?
I wasn't listening.
He wasn't listening. I did. That's what I did. I just did the teacher thing to you.
Yeah.
I totally did the teacher thing because Joe was on his phone and I was like, what do you think?
You answer in class and you're like, oh crap.
Joe just did, he didn't even lie though. He didn't do, like, when they did that to me in class, I tried to make it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Joe just straight I was bad. Ron Kirkwood said devil's advocate because municipalities destroyed it. What up, Nick, my boy?
Have a good one.
He must be busy.
Joe wouldn't even let him come in here. He met him at the door. That's just rude. That's our mailman.
Why'd you
carrying heavy packages? I was looking out for it.
You should have let him come in.
What is that?
Why do you get so interested? It's like you think it's Christmas.
Can we show it off?
No.
Okay.
All right. Next topic.
Yeah. What do we got?
All right. Next topic.
Dale said they already using the safety forces will lose if the property tax is taken away, which isn't true. Dale, I don't know what you're saying, but go on. Next topic.
Yeah, I don't either. Real fast, let's talk about Trump, and then we'll talk about left-wing guy, then we'll talk about mood landing. Because we're already at an hour. Trump, did you see what happened with Trump?
Which part? Which one?
The appeals court?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
The transgender.
No,
not that one.
The use of the military.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The National Guard.
National Guard. So
he was allowed to use the National Guard.
He's allowed to use the National Guard.
No, I think he's allowed to use the National Guard. I have no problem with the National Guard, especially like Joe said, to protect federal buildings.
Right.
But did they end up sending in the Marines too?
I think they were on ready,
but they didn't.
In case there was.
Yeah, I don't think he sent in the Marines there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right call. If they did, I think that's wrong because the Marines are foreign, not domestic. You have the National Guard. You got plenty of National Guard. Don't send in the Marines.
Trump can use National Guard. So the appeal court found that Trump can use National Guard win. So it's a win because the California said that he wasn't allowed.
No, but he's allowed because he's protecting federal buildings.
Yeah.
So I
now,
understand.
Isaac, let's just say they pulled the National Guard. The state took control of the National Guard. Then do you put the Marines in to protect the building if you don't have it?
How is the state? The state's not in control of the National Guard. It's the National Guard. So they wouldn't be able to do that. Right?
Oh, he was trying, yeah.
Yeah, but if that happens, then it's like, no, you can't. You don't control the National. They're called the National Guard. We're in control of them, not you. So if that happens, then you have to.
You said that the state governor tried to override Trump on that.
Yeah,
you can't override. It's
National Guard.
It's not the state guard.
Yeah,
it's the National Guard.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Gavin Newsom. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Appeals court is allowing President Donald Trump to maintain control over over California's National Guard. Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
But like, I just want they were taught somebody was saying on Trump's team was saying to send in the Marines. That is not okay. And we need to realize that's not okay because the Marines are for foreign issues, not on our soil issues, unless China decides to D-Day freaking California. Then we send in the Marines to protect everybody.
All right. U.S. court lets Trump keep control of National Guard for now.
Brian says each state has its own National Guard. Isn't the Ohio portion called Ohio National Guard? That wouldn't make any sense. It's Ohio National
but it's
Guard.
the Ohio National Guard, but it's still
controlled by the
national government. It's not run by Ohio.
Right.
It's the National Guard.
It's not the state guard.
Yeah, not the state guard. Yeah.
It's literally in the name.
I guess the problem would be you'd get worried if you saw a bunch of Marines like in tanks running around outside now.
Yeah, well, no, not even that. It's just the roles and responsibilities. The Marines, the Army, and all those people are foreign issues. The National Guard is to protect the people in domestic issues inside the country. So Trump can't just send in the Marines just as a power play because he can't. No, that's not.
Yeah, that would be bad too.
Right. Well, if they're not citizens, isn't it an invader from another country?
No, that's bullshit, Joe. Until China D-Days California and rolls up boats on the beach, that's when you send in the Marines. That's what it's for. And that's if you chat GPT it, you see extreme situations.
Governor Rhodes called the National Guard at Kent State in 1970. So the question is, can the governor call the National Guard?
But Gavin Newsom was saying no, we don't need them.
Exactly.
And
Trump was saying they did.
And Gavin Newsom, the governor, was saying no, we don't need them, and they were destroying government property. Me and Joe talked about this when we were here. So then Trump was like, "It's my building. It's a federal building. I'm sending in the National Guard to protect my building," which is totally, by all means, he has that right. But so then the problem is what I said, the move Trump should have done is put it on Gavin Newsom and say, listen, man,
I heard
it's your state. It's your state.
Do what you want.
Choose. Let me help you, Gavin Newsom. I'm here. Let me help you. Yeah. Your people are getting hurt. All this stuff is happening.
And
then that was the good political play. Yeah. And then if he says yes, you say, finally, the Dems are working with me. Finally, they're bending the knee to me. And then if he says no, look at all this devastation. I tried and they didn't want my help.
That's not his. He doesn't play chess, man. He
right.
plays freaking.
That's what he should have done.
He doesn't do that.
But I just feel like Trump makes these moves, right, where he's like, I'm sending in the Marines next, and you get everybody in a tizzy and you get everybody scared. It's like, just because he can. And sometimes that's where they try and pull he's trying to take over the government by doing things he can't do. It's like, just follow the stinking rule book, bro.
Denise says foreign flags were held up high in cities where no kings were waging chaos.
Yep.
What was the chaos? Were they? I was gone.
No kings was very, very little chaos there. We looked it up. There was some dude got hit in the eye with a rubber bullet. Like, there was one dude who tried to drive a car through a crowd, but he got stopped. Like, there was very little with the no king stuff. Denise, people, it's America. You're allowed to protest. You're allowed to fly flags. Yeah. Just like I know this is an argument by the left, but it's just like when people fly Irish flags in March or Cinco de Mayo, you fly a Mexican flag, whatever. Like, let people fly whatever flags they want and protest however they want. Just don't be crazy and lighting shit on fire.
Yeah,
that was not the no kings protest.
Raising a foreign flag, if you want to do it, if I want to go out there and raise a German or Italian flag, I'm allowed. That's freedom of speech,
right?
As long as I'm not burning shit or doing anything, I think you're allowed. You might not like it, but welcome to America.
Just don't destroy property and they were burning cars and
don't block
scooters.
the roads.
But that wasn't during No Kings. During No Kings, they were just holding up signs that said
I don't
Trump
think there's
has
anything
a tiny
wrong with
penis.
that. You might not like it, Denise, but it's legal.
Yeah.
And
that's the beauty of our country.
What's the Family Guy thing? I might not agree with there's a Family Guy skit. I might not agree with your opinion, but I'll die for you trying.
Right.
It's like I don't agree with your
opinion,
but I'll die for your right to say it.
Right. Here's the opposite situation, Denise. Right. The left doesn't like Joe Rogan, and they say he is dangerous. And by having this platform and having people speak on his platform, he is dangerous and he should be stopped.
Right.
And it's like, no, just because he has people on his platform that you don't agree with doesn't mean you get to censor somebody and deplatform somebody and stop them from talking because you don't agree with them. Because next time they might be on the other team and you cannot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a Nazi. It doesn't matter if it's the worst person on the planet. You have to let them talk and let the people discredit him and prove him wrong, and then people will stop listening because he's an idiot.
Denise, so you just said in Seattle, a journalist was hit in the head, and we said that was a wrong thing. That was a bad thing, but that doesn't mean the entire thing is bad.
Right.
Bad things happen. People are assholes.
Right.
That doesn't make the entire thing bad.
Right.
That doesn't mean you shut down the entire thing because one bad thing happens.
And like, we can sit here and we can make fun of no kings. Like, good job, guys. Trump's not a king. There are no kings. There's still not a king. There was never a king. If that was the objective, you did it. There's no kings. So, like, we can make fun of it, but they're allowed to have a protest over a stupid reason if they want to.
I can't stand the double standard that
both sides do it, man.
Both sides do.
Yeah, both sides do it,
and they don't even realize they do it.
Yeah,
like they can't even see it in their heads.
And then both sides, when they have said protest, if there is anything bad that happens, rather than saying, hey, we should have done a better job of preparing and not letting anything bad happen, they say, all the bad things that happened were done by insurgents from the other side.
But
both of them do that too.
But they don't, like, they're not even smart enough to realize, like, they're hypocrites. They're so hypocrite. Like, I can't. It's so dumb.
Next topic. What do we got?
Isaac, can you push that bourbon over? Luke has been walking the bourbon off of the top.
Way?
No.
Oh!
Isaac.
Could you imagine if that fell on your board?
I know. I'm just watching it. I'm like, physics is going to take over at a certain
Tesla point. And his Weller Reserve.
Thank you.
Many illegals were. Denise, her and I.
Prove it.
Her and I, sometimes we don't agree on a lot of things. Her and I.
Well, and the crazy thing is, you're defending the left. You know, like, we get called snowflakes all the time. We get called. I mean, we've had leftward leaning people call us like Trumpers. Like, they're surprised we didn't talk about Trump more. Like, we're defending the left.
I defend the left and the right.
Yeah.
I defend whatever I feel is right.
Right.
I've done it since day one.
It's the tribalism is the problem. That's what we have an issue with. It's your teams, and you refuse to listen to logic and reason sometimes. Both sides. It's like, guys,
100%.
Okay, next topic.
Speaking about left wing, how was the new guy? Left Joe.
What?
He is distracted.
Joe, I
He's distracted.
almost pay to be here, Joe. I need you.
I almost paid.
I need you to let me have my time and be here to support me. That's why I come
What are you
here,
doing? Are
Joe.
you busy today?
No, I'm not. I'm getting stuff done.
How was the new
You're
guy,
not
Joe?
How's the
including
new?
me.
So new show.
New show. Oh, that dude.
How do you do? Were you
All
sit
right.
here?
There
Were you
was
sit here?
Everybody kind of takes a couple episodes to get warmed
So
up
who
to
is
what
he?
to talk about. John Bellino.
By
He
the
was-
way, there's a new show. He's leftward leaning for you snowflakes out there.
Right.
so he was a producer for 570 for many years.
Okay.
He did
Ooh.
sports
So
talk.
he is leftward
All
leaning.
according to plan, baby. Youngstown radio's ending. There's new sheriff in town. Youngstown's talk channel,
Yeah.
and we got somebody from WKBN, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So did he get fired?
He did get laid off a while ago.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah.
And what's his name?
John Bellino.
John Bellino.
Is he pretty left?
He's very left. One of the most left-leaning people.
One of
that I
the
know.
most leftward lead, like how left, like topics left.
Oh man, it was all bullet points. When you think left, he hit.
But
clicked
can I
everybody.
name some?
Yes.
Taxes,
Uh,
abortion. Wait, sorry, abortion,
Yep.
Pro-
Hit abortion.
pro-choice.
Pro-choice.
I'm pro-choice, by the way, just so everybody knows. I'm left. I'm left on that one.
I am heartbeat up to 15 weeks or up to the heartbeat.
Okay.
After the heartbeat, I don't think you should have
Okay.
abortion.
What my opinion?
You
on it?
get-
You
what-
want
you
me
go
to-
ahead. I want your opinion, Joe.
I want it to be rare. I want it to be a really rare.
You know who used to
occurrence.
say that?
Bill Clinton.
Joe Biden.
Bill Clinton did too.
Yeah.
Hitler.
Because here's the thing.
Hitler used to say that.
It was like kill the babies. No. Okay. Here's my argument against you.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait. He resigned. He needs,
Joe says I
way to
resigned. I
knock that
didn't.
one out of there. Joe just goes. John's like, I
It's
resigned.
just
I
like
didn't get
it's
laid
just
off.
like the
John, listen, if you're watching this for the first time, we don't know what the hell
what's
we're talking about.
what's the quote in Step Brothers?
What?
I didn't get fired. I got laid off. I said it 4 times. no, that's at the. I forget. I'll have to find it. The quote. Will Ferrell says it. I didn't get
John
fired.
Didn't get fired.
I was laid off, and I said I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times.
Sorry, John. Okay, let's see what else can we say inaccurately about John.
Oh no. I have for the
Yeah.
abortion.
Yeah.
But that's not how you vote. You just think it's wrong. That a heartbeat, you think it's wrong to get an abortion, and you would never get an abortion. But other people, you want to tell other people what to do, and that they can still get an abortion.
I don't care what they do. I'm telling you my belief.
But that's not the law. The law, you're allowed to think it's wrong. So you want to say that other people can't,
No, I didn't say
then
that.
you're pro-choice.
I am telling you my opinion of the thing.
Okay, but the law,
So, do you think the law should reflect your 15-week?
yeah. Do you think
Opinion.
the law should say at 15 weeks you're not allowed to have an abortion?
Yeah, yes.
Then okay. So you think the law should say at 15 weeks when a heartbeat? Okay,
I
No
think someone should have a choice up to 15 weeks.
okay. So here's the problem. After 15 weeks, what about the people that are still going to get an abortion after 15 weeks?
Go to jail, right?
Go to jail? What are you going to do? You're going to enforce it? How are you going to enforce it? You're going to send girls to
I
jail?
haven't thought about it that much, really.
So that's the problem. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
People, it's just like weed. It's just like any other issue. People are still going to do it, whether you think it's wrong or not. I think it's wrong.
My question.
I would let me finish my point, sir. I would never have my wife get an abortion. I would never want my kids to get an abortion. I can think it's wrong, but girls are still going to do it for whatever reason. If they're dealing with their issues, whatever, they're still going to get it done. I don't want girls to be doing it in
Why?
bathtubs in the streets
Why did
illegally.
they
I
not-
want them to be able to go to a hospital
Okay.
and have it done.
Why did that person not get an abortion up to 15 weeks?
I don't know. Maybe they were raped and they were thinking about it and they were too scared and they didn't really know and they were nervous and there were all these issues.
3 missed periods.
Okay, it doesn't matter. People, you got raped by a freaking piece of crap.
So you're going to get raped by a piece of crap.
Yeah.
No, you're pregnant.
I'm allowed to think it's wrong. You're allowed to think it's wrong. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't change the fact that people are still going to be doing it. And like Joe said,
understand
it
that.
should be rare and it shouldn't happen and girls should be talked to about it. But
Okay.
I don't.
Here's
I
what
think
we're gonna do.
girls are still going to do it. They're still going to smoke
Here's
weed.
what
They're
we're
still
gonna
going to
do.
have their
Here's what
guns,
we're gonna do.
and you can't tell them what to do.
When
I don't want to tell
We're
people
gonna
what to
have
do.
this rehash.
Okay.
when you go and hear a heartbeat,
right,
then we'll have a talk.
I would never. It's not about personal beliefs. It's about telling other people what to do.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to tell.
I understand that, but
because a girl's still going to get an abortion
when you go,
and it's not safe.
When you and Shelby go to the hospital, and hear that.
I don't know anything because I don't have kids. I understand that. It does not matter what your personal belief is.
All right,
does not matter what your personal belief is.
Next. We'll talk about this. This could be what we talk. What else do you believe in?
Environmentalism, labor, like pretty much just
environmentalism.
Yeah, global warming causing storms, that kind of thing.
How about the global warming causing the desecration of the coral reef and everything in Australia, and they're blaming it on global warming? It has nothing to do with global warming.
What's it have to do with
freaking sunscreen?
Because all the people are going in the water with sunscreen. The chemical from the sunscreen is killing. Yeah, they prove that. So it's like all these years of everybody blaming global warming, destroying the coral reef.
Tell you what, you yourself have taken care of half that reef.
Oh, dude, look at me. I can't open the
white people are killing coral reef.
So much like a whole.
I can't. And look, I'm sun.
He is taking care of him. Like him as a baby. If you didn't put 100 SPF on him, he would burn.
Mom wouldn't. Mama,
like you have to reapply every 10 minutes.
Like Jim Gaffigan says, I couldn't open the refrigerator or I'd die.
Yeah,
I'd get a sunburn from the refrigerator light.
So what? So what else? Environment. That's always a good one to me because I love the environment, but I also like resources, and I think we need resources. So
what about how do you guys feel about the parks? Right, the right trying to sell off parts of the national parks. I don't think I like that.
As in
out west,
as in mining?
No, selling off like national parks right now. They're downsizing.
I hate that.
The parks and selling it to private companies and people so they can buy the land and put houses and commercial.
I hate that.
I don't like that either.
I hate that. I think oil mining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As long as you maintain the up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not destroy it.
Be very careful. Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't like selling it. I think, again, me being the outdoor advocate that I am.
Yeah.
I think our environment is super, super important.
Right.
I think pollution is bad.
Right.
I think we in Youngstown have seen, not we, but look at the Mahoning River.
Yeah.
And look how it's recovering.
Oh, like, all of Boardman, the crap flows into Mill Creek Park.
Exactly.
Like what are we doing?
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
like,
insane.
That should be that's a mess. What else?
Well, can I go back to that real quick? That parks thing.
Yeah.
So now, this hypothetical? Would you agree with it if single family houses, the lower end, aren't being developed? If the government sort of did what they did out west, which was they put tracts of land, and if you went and worked the fields, that you can own property and kind of inspire undeveloped parts of the country to sprout up housing to create more single family houses.
Are you trying to say you want to take our national parks and put low income housing on it?
It's not
you monster.
Listen, it might not be national
what
parks.
The hell is wrong with you?
It might be just government owned land. It doesn't have to be a national park.
What I would love Section 8 housing right next to Old Faithful.
Right next to the goddamn Grand Canyon. Right on the edge.
Could you imagine the value of that?
Section 8 housing right on like a cliff looking over the Grand Canyon.
Like nice trailer park right around Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Trailer park.
And beautiful. No bathrooms. They just pee into the Grand Canyon and it becomes a giant toilet bowl.
Fill it up.
That's beautiful.
But actually, speaking of the Grand Canyon, did you know that Egypt's actually in the Grand Canyon?
What?
That's a conspiracy theorist. That's a conspiracy theory that Egypt is in the Grand Canyon and that's why they don't let you explore the Grand Canyon. That's the flat earthers people.
I've been in the Grand Canyon. I've hiked it.
No,
there's no Egypt.
They don't let you get in the whole thing. Egypt's in there. The pyramids are in there.
Nope, there's no pyramids in the Grand Canyon.
Listen, man. Listen. They don't let you see everything. Egypt is in the Grand Canyon.
So there's like a fake wall and it was behind that wall.
Annoying.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So annoying.
Yeah.
So
not that I believe in that one, but that and flat earthers.
So annoying.
That is one of them.
All right, what else we got? Anything else? I love this left wing stuff. Anything else? So
no, I think it's really important because having both sides of the debate, we don't get a whole lot of that. I mean, we have us, so I think we're pretty moderate and we're not afraid to do
according
criticism.
to Isaac today, I'm very left leaning until I went to talk about abortion. Then I'm right. Now I'm a right wing nut job.
Yeah, but
shoot, there was another one. I can't remember. I'll think of it.
Are you pushing conspiracy theories? Is that
So
what
is
you're...
he?
No.
So what about taxes?
Rich people need to pay more taxes, so it's pretty congruent.
Do you think
with...
rich people need to pay more taxes? What's your opinion on taxes?
I don't. I think. Oh, this is a good one. I think in the stock market, the poor people are not investing in the stock market. It's just not happening. And I think that the rich manipulate the stock market in all kinds of ways using computers and AI to do microtransactions in a shitload of them in order to keep the rich as wealthy as possible.
100%.
I'm going to agree with Bernie Sanders on something.
Oh, no.
And say that he said on all those billions and billions of microtransactions, put like a quarter of a penny in every single one of those microtransactions so that it only affects the wealthy. It only affects the super hyper rich, but every single one of their microtransactions, because there's billions of transactions each day.
A penny every day.
So then it stops the wealthy from manipulating the stock market to make them more money. And it also he's like, it would be billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
So, and it would barely affect them.
It would stop that behavior too.
It would stop the behavior too,
Sure.
because they wouldn't try and manipulate the stock market anymore. And I was like, that's actually genius.
Yeah.
Because
not
it
a bad
would
plan.
not, because the problem is always the left and right argue over it's not really going to help the poor people because of blank. That situation, the poor people are not investing in the stock market.
Oh, 100%.
That would only affect the wealthy, and it would.
Well, the poor people aren't.
Stop
Why
bad
are the poor
behavior.
people not investing in the stock market?
Because they can't
They
afford
can't.
bread.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah. So that would directly be a fee for the wealthy, and it would only affect them
All right.
minorly.
Well, John, good luck. You from now on will be known as the left wing guy. But is he going to have more shows?
We're gonna do another one, yeah.
Okay, good. Is he scheduled yet?
Not yet.
Joe,
Keep going, John.
John,
I love it.
Schedule it. Best advice. Schedule them, do them, and just make it
Even
part
if
of
you,
your day.
John, when we first started out, even if you have one freaking person watching, do it
Every
twice a
day.
week,
Just
and
do it
just
consistently.
keep going, and eventually you'll gain steam.
Just
It
don't
takes
stop.
forever, and it is the most
Do it consistently.
So advice here. So I sat across from him and we did more debate style where I got to counter it. Do you think it's more interesting to see pushback or monologue? Should he just be doing it on his own without having
I like pushback personally.
You think pushback's more interesting?
We push each other sometimes, but then other times we build off of each other. So he almost needs somebody who's kind of left too that can help him.
That's what I was thinking. Like it just becomes another conservative or non-liberal show if it's a two-way.
And I think people are so tired of the back and forth fighting. Does that make sense?
I agree.
That, I think people almost want to just
And they're
hear
fine with the
discussion.
back and forth fighting. It's just I'm tired of the taking a stance and saying, if you're not on my team, you're a piece of shit. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because life is not black and white. Like even with the abortion thing, it's not black and white. It's a very, very, very complicated and horrible issue. But you have to talk about it and not
even
be
when we
at
had
each other's
Beatrice
throats.
in here,
Yeah, he was great.
who we thought was going to be super, super left. He wasn't.
Right.
And I think there's so much of people think everybody's hard left, hard right, and it's not like that. And the media makes it look like everybody's hard left, hard right. And I don't think it's like that at all.
Well, even when you get on someone like Joe Rogan, when they bring in someone who's fighty, they get entrenched into talking points, and not a lot comes of those fight debates.
No.
When you're allowed to just say your thing, you go into the depths and give the audience a little better understanding of
It
your principles.
When we sit here and we do long form, it proves the fact that a majority of America isn't on the fringes. A majority of America is somewhere in the middle.
Exactly.
And the news pulls us apart. It makes us take. It
100%.
makes us get into those tribes, man.
Or they take one thing, which is what people do with us, one thing that you say and automatically assign you to a group.
Yeah.
Where we say one thing where Luke just said, oh my God, Luke just said heartbeat 15 weeks.
Right.
he's a right-wing nut job.
Right.
Oh my God. Wait, did Luke just defend the left?
Right.
With, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then the problem is too, you get into your echo chambers. So like some people will be like, I'm getting off social media because this is happening right now, or I'm only hanging out with my friends that believe this one thing, and I'm just gonna let we're gonna have our conversations. We're all gonna agree, and we're all gonna be friends, and it's gonna be good because we're the good guys,
right?
And it's like, no, you're allowed to. Just because somebody doesn't agree with you on something doesn't make them a bad person.
Yeah, that's the other problem too.
So they get in their groups of people. It's like, no, my generation loves to do that.
I think I'm getting better with that too. By the way,
what?
I used to really get pissed with people who didn't agree with us in our groups and stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, it's like, let them think what they want. You just have to.
Just don't be a dick.
Just don't hurt other people.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
Yep. All right, you guys have 8 minutes to discuss the moon landing.
Mine's real simple. So what are your thoughts?
8 minutes to discuss the moon landing. 8 minutes.
Joe, you go first.
And I have to limit it to 8 minutes because if not, you guys will talk till 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay.
8 minutes to discuss the moon landing. Was it real or not?
Real simple.
Was it real or
we
not?
went to the moon, but what we saw on TV was a recreation after the fact. It was too well done. I don't think the technology could have done as good a job as we all saw on live TV. So it was a recreation.
Who NASA hired to film the moon landing?
Stanley,
you know,
it was probably a movie studio somewhere.
Why would they hire a movie guy to help them film the moon landing?
Because we didn't get good footage of it, and it was a good PR at the time because we were in a
propaganda because we were fighting with Russia.
So
you don't think the footage we're seeing is them actually
real fast. For those of you now tuning out while these two go off on this, we'd like to thank you guys for watching.
Hey, we got more people in the last 3 minutes talking about the
realtors. I just want to get this over with now before everybody tunes out. We're loan officers and realtors. If you need a mortgage or a home loan, hey, go look at houses, then bring guys that got to eat wings. Give us a call, message us. Joe does podcast. Maybe we want to talk about the moon landing.
Listen, I paid for dinner with those clients too, and they sat there for 2.5 hours and watched me eat 50 wings at a Buffalo Wild Wings. So if you want to do that, maybe put in an offer on a house, buy a house, talk about listing your house.
Let's sell. We sold a ton of houses, by the way. We sell it.
So call us. I'd happily help you.
Also,
and put on a show.
We'll be back on Tuesday where we'll call Mike Cohen again.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm
so excited.
This is the best damn thing we've ever done.
It's so excited. All right, continue. Sorry, continue about the moon landing.
So you were saying, we got some propaganda.
Was it Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, he did The Shining.
And he did 2001
and they say
Space
there's
Odyssey.
like hidden
he did do 2001 Space Odyssey.
And like the cameras and stuff, they were all his cameras. They were made, the lenses were made by NASA. It's like, why would you hire a movie guy? Why don't you just film it?
So but let me get straight though. They did go to the moon.
Yes.
They did walk around on the moon.
Yeah.
But
they do have bases.
Yes.
They have bases established on the dark side of the moon.
I'm not going there. Like, that's a little too far.
So do we have anything to prove your theory that they were on the moon?
The footage is too good.
No, but
the footage is too good.
What proves we were on the moon?
We have a camera there that caught them exiting the space capsule. Who set up that camera? Who was out there first? Did they come out, set up the camera, go back in, and then do another recreation?
And then it's like they have the footage of on the moon. It's So the ship taking off. The ship taking off from the moon. It's like, do you guys go back and get that camera, or just leave that shit
exactly.
there?
Wait, hold on. No, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the pod. Just leave.
Hold on.
Oh no, they were able to transmit it back to like
in the 70s.
In the 70s,
they didn't have Wi-Fi.
Right.
They didn't.
How are you? Yeah. How are you sending that?
They recreated the whole
back
thing in a movie.
And it's like the footage of the lander taking off, and it looks like a string like picks it up and just pulls it. It's like, come on, guys, come on. Come on. What are we doing?
I don't know.
It looks like claymation. What are we doing?
How did they film the two astronauts getting out of?
Yeah, they put that there first. Then they got back in the shuttle. Then they got out and filmed.
Did you ever watch Bear Grylls?
Yeah,
that's how he does it.
You think they did that?
That's how he does it.
Okay, how did they go? Okay, so Bear Grylls goes back and gets the camera right when he's done.
Yes,
or Survivor Man goes back and gets the camera.
The key camera. It was mounted on the outside of the lunar module.
No, there's one.
That's what it says.
It's far away.
Nobody did it.
It is
one
far away.
already in place and remotely activated when Armstrong stepped out.
Remotely activated.
Mm-hmm.
There's a film. There's footage of like probably 50 yards from the lander and it's taking off into space off of the moon.
Hold on.
How do you film that?
What about
Dennis says birds aren't real.
they took off and filmed it? Okay, what about when they took off and filmed it? The lunar liftoff shot is one of the most coolest moments in spaceflight.
Oh, is it? Probably because it's fake.
The camera was operated with a 2.5 second delay.
Yeah.
The final result is now a iconic shot of the top half of the lunar module lifting off, disappearing into space while the dust gets off.
Cool. How'd you get that footage? How'd you get that cassette tape or whatever the hell you were using?
They get this footage. I have two assholes. I think it was.
They were streaming it, obviously, right? And
they were streaming
Yeah.
in the 70s.
In the
in
70s.
71 or whatever it
Let's
was.
be clear. The moon liftoff video is real, filmed from the moon. Here's exactly how they did it.
All right.
NASA filmed the lunar module taking off using a remote-controlled TV camera mounted on the lunar rover. The camera was mounted on the lunar rover, which was parked a short distance away. After the astronauts climbed back into the lunar module, Mission Control in Houston remotely operated the camera from Earth. Using a pre-planned timing and calculations, the camera was tilted up at the exact moment of liftoff, tracking the ascent stage. So they basically used
So they had
control.
remote camera technology in 71.
And it still didn't answer. What about the videotape? Because it was on magnetic videotape. How did they get the tape back out of
Also,
the rover?
Luke, so how about this?
Okay, wait, hold on. How did they get the video footage, right?
They said it was remote. It was remote in 70 whatever. It was remote video. You streamed it. How? You had that technology in 71? And that's what the scientists will say. The scientists will say
The footage was transmitted live back to Earth via radio signals.
Okay.
That's what it says.
radio signals. Radios. That's how radios work, Joe?
Radio transmission would be possible, but to have a setup that was capable of doing it on
Live.
the rover live, not buying it.
2.5 seconds.
So the scientists would say all of our budget was based, or a majority, we had a huge budget to get them to the moon. So that technology back then, you wouldn't have even known about it, but their budget was ridiculous because we were competing with Russia. So that's how they would have done it. It was top of the line for 71.
The only thing that makes me question it is when you look at the footage today, right, where they're up in space, they're doing it. It's almost worse than it was back then.
Yes, for sure.
That to me is what makes me question it.
Exactly.
Right. And you look at the technology of today, versus even the technology of like when Joe and I were growing up in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like not even close. So then take what was in the 80s and then go back even to the 70s. That's
or just
bonkers.
Or just perfect example. Tesla and SpaceX. It's like, hey NASA, you guys went to the moon. I want to go to the moon. Help me go to the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have any of the blueprints or anything of how we got there. Well, why? Oh, we destroyed them. Why'd you destroy them? It's top secret. And all this. He's like, but dude, I want to go to the moon. Like, help me. I'm having all these issues. How do you get over this issue? How do you get over this issue? How do you get over this issue? Like, you have to refuel. You have to do all this stuff. How do you get there? And they're like, well, we had it, we did it, but we don't have it anymore. Sorry. It's like, why would you destroy all that info? I am working directly with our government, directly with NASA to get to the moon. Tell me what you did. We don't have any of the papers anymore.
I think the technology is the biggest hint. That's where I always go back.
Yeah, and it would be, let's just say they did all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they got back and it was just garbage audio and garbage video.
Yeah.
Like, we can't put this out.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
PR.
Lord knows.
So they went to Egypt in the Grand Canyon and they filmed
And the
another.
icing on the cake is like they have given they have had other countries' leaders that are like, it's so cool you guys went to the moon. Can you like give me a space rock? Like other leaders, they give him a space rock, and the guy's like, "This is so awesome, piece of the moon." Takes it, studies it. It's petrified wood, not from the moon. Petrified wood. They like tested it.
What?
It's like, I don't believe you.
Well, to be fair, Joe.
Yeah.
you and I are pretty tech savvy, and every time we do a ghost hunt or we stream live from somewhere, we struggle with audio.
You guys
And
can't
we-
Well,
even
maybe
make
the
audio
moon makes
work.
it easier. Maybe if we go to the moon and do
We
a
can't even
ghost
get a
hunt.
damn phone line to work
we
at a
struggle-
show.
like we go like ghost hunting, and we literally every time struggle with audio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our
Struggle with
obstacle's
film.
like a brick wall. We're
Yeah,
like, oh, I
we-
can't
yeah.
do it.
like we couldn't stream live from the basement of the Poland Fire
Right,
Department.
right.
Like, and they're
So-
screaming like
right.
1970
Yeah,
million.
I can't
Perfect crystal clear video and audio.
live footage. I can't even call my dad from my iPhone in Lake Tomahawk because he doesn't get service out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're telling me on planet Earth, and you're telling me 9 billion miles away or whatever the hell it is, they got crystal clear live footage that they put on the news. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, I agree.
So are you on the team now that it was recreated? Can you clearly say now?
So I don't need I just need more evidence that they why wouldn't they keep all of that information so that they could go back in the future? They just burned it all. Like everything else we've ever done with any nukes, whatever, they kept all the blueprints so that they could get better in the future. That's the one thing that they destroyed everything so that in the future, why would you do that?
Mhm.
Or we lost all the recordings, we lost all the technology. Like, what are you
I
talking
don't
about?
understand that even. Yeah, you.
What
would
are you
think they have,
talking
they
about?
have all that stuff. There's no way.
And
they
Elon
destroy
and
that.
Elon's working with NASA to try and go back to the moon. And he's like, how are you supposed to? We have to refill like 9 times on fuel. How are you doing that?
Yep.
If I have to refill my rockets or
Yeah, I
whatever,
don't know.
9 times. You guys refilled
not
9
smart
times. So
enough
what
for that
technology
stuff.
did you have that I
So
don't have?
here's the evidence you're gonna need. Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna go back to the moon again. Elon's gonna
Right.
the Artemis project. We're
Right.
definitely going there. And the first thing they do when they come out is go look at the lunar rover and they take the equipment and see if it was possible that they could have broadcast it from that
Yeah.
stuff that's because it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
They can totally figure this out.
if it's even there.
And here's
Well, they gave satellite imagery, but you don't know what to believe.
Right.
and then if we prove them wrong, or the government will never be proven wrong, because that is something that was like oorah, all about America. We beat the Russians. We're better than everybody.
By then,
so
it might be
patriotic.
so far away, though, it doesn't. Even
We're so
matter.
patriotic, and you lied to the American people. And if you can prove that they lied to the American
People will die. People will die for over that one.
so if that happens, then you ask, what else are you freaking losers lying to
You
us
lie about
about?
everything.
And that's the answer. And they don't want to
Do you
give
think
people.
the government lies about everything.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
What were the drones over New Jersey?
I still think the drones over New Jersey was
They're looking for nukes.
no. I think
That's
the
what I think.
I think
Yeah.
the drones. Seriously,
Yeah. Radioactive material. There was a
They were
threat.
scanning.
They were scanning to see
I-
if there were any.
it wasn't some
Terrorists.
aliens. It wasn't. It was. I honest to God think maybe the government set up 1 or 2 drones, and then if I had my drone and you had your drone, and like somebody reported it, I was immediately going to put up a drone.
just to scare the shit
Just
out of
and then,
everybody.
and then the nerd, like you would have done it.
Yeah.
But these drones that they were seeing were the size of a bus. There's only a certain
Yeah.
amount of people that have
Big,
that kind
like
of equipment.
SUV sized drones.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I still had my drone, I was immediately going to go put it up
Yeah.
over Poland and fight around Poland. Just
So the conspiracy theorists think there was a nuclear warhead that they missed
bullshit.
or they lost. They lost it, and they were basically because the people would be scared. All of New Jersey
You
could get
can't
blown
tell
up.
anybody. You
You
can't,
can't
say
tell anybody
Yeah.
that. So you just scan for radioactive material, and you just don't tell anybody. And you do it. And it's like, okay, it's safe.
Yeah.
Because if you did, it would be everybody would.
Oh,
leave.
you can't.
Yep.
The
No.
government. It panic. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in every zombie movie, every movie. They don't say anything. All right. We got to go to work. Everybody, thanks for watching. That was fun. We'll be back on Tuesday. Yeah. See you guys then.
If you at home want to start your own podcast, you can call Joe, Youngstown Studio. He'll get you in here. You can talk about whatever you want.
Birds
He'll
aren't
help you out. If you need a home loan, mortgage, real estate, whatever, call us.
to collect on somebody.
Luke and I-
Say somebody owes you money.
Yeah. You want to sponsor the show? You want to put your little business logo down there or whatever? You can do that.
We don't know how much it costs. We haven't really.
We haven't figured it out yet. You got to talk to Joe. We're just here to talk. Joe does all the business stuff.
Joe's gonna keep all the money. We're not gonna get paid.
I
Anything.
know. He's so rude. Like,
So sad.
why do we let him do this to
No,
us?
we're gonna celebrate together. I'll even give you guys bourbon and cigars, like the
I
whole
want
thing.
money,
Listen, that
Joe.
sounds like
I
a
don't
pizza
want- yeah,
party.
I don't
I don't want
I don't want
pizza.
pizza.
I
Give me
want
money. I
greenbacks.
want money.
I can do pizza. Like, come on. I can up the ante.
You can get a slice like this big. Everybody gets one.
We'll share.
I want money. I don't want a stupid pizza party.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you
Bye,
next time.
Ray.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow